things kind of blew up for us in the last episode. Not the most ideal sort of thing to happen, but it happens sometimes. We're gonna move forward. Everybody seems a little bit more motivated to make this movie work, and I'm praying. I am praying these things work itself out really nice. We'll see. I don't think we're gonna wrap up this episode, but we might finish the movie this episode. I don't think we're gonna get to see it though. But we will end up just playing it out and see. Hope you guys enjoy. Early access and timer reactions available on the Patreon. Check that out. If you like this at all, hit the like and subscribe down to me. Feel free to stick around for the discussion. Leave me comments. This sort of series is going with the 24th episode of Haruhi. That's not even close. That's not, doesn't give off the same vibe. Nice. Well, everyone's a little bit more willing now, it feels like. Shamisen. Start speaking. This could be bad. Yeah, this could be bad. No. I'm more excited to watch Kyo and have to edit this. Are you serious? What are you gonna do? That feels like something's about to go wrong. She's the type who would just, you'd come home and there'd just be animals. Good thing he held it. Yeah, we can't bring him home. Yuki, you gotta take him. Yeah, why is that surprising? You know exactly why this happened. I don't think that's the case. I like how he keeps sliding down. That's really fun. It adds more. It's more than what people would usually do. Bro, you're a talking cat. Say it. Yeah. How about you just don't say it? Why are they all on the same side? 鈴宮さんの映画内設定が世界の常識として固定される恐れが出てきたのですよ。もし彼女が巨大隕石が落下してくるシーンを撮りたいと思えば、本当に実現するかもしれません。これを防ぐには、あくまでフィクションに過ぎないということを鈴宮さんに分からせて、この映画を合理的に落ち着くよう誘導しなければなりません。もしこれがファンタジー世界での出来事なら何の説明もいりません。ですが、喋る猫やミクルーが現実に存在すると証明された瞬間、我々の世界は変容します。超常現象がない世界から超常現象を内包した世界に認識し直さなければならないのです。Really cool shot. 鈴宮さんが納得しそうな映画的結末をつければいいのです。Yeah, without going too crazy. ありますよ。ごくごく簡単で、それまでの理屈に合わない展開を一気に常識的なものへ転化する結末が。You just gotta make out with her. They're not in the movie though. Ah, lame. Ah.
冗談を言ったつもりはないのですが、春日がそれで納得すると思うか？難しいかもしれません。俺にとってもその方がいいのかもしれない。しかし、春日はどうだ？
I like how they just leave her spot open. The worst part about this too is we have to convince. Like Kyon has to convince. That's it. They're not gonna do anything.
いいか？家では一言も喋るな。ちゃんと猫らしくしていろ。
I am a cat. Yeah.
喋るな。返事はニャーで統一しろ。ニャー。
Ah. We got a kitty.
Does the sister ever get like her own just arc? I would love to see it. She's very fun when she's on screen. Oh, we're in full swing now.
伝説のクリスタルクレッセントオーブを探し出さねば。
この分では異世界人の一人二人が混じっていたとしても不思議ではなくなってきた感じだ。
Yeah, it would just fall in line. Yeah, just announce that to the whole damn class. Aww.
私たちのクラスでやる焼きそば喫茶のやつだよ。
ありがとうございます。
お友達とお誘い合わせの上でお越しください。
My only friends are in the club.
じゃあね。こんなこと言うと私が小泉君をあれかと思われるようで。
One of those.
嫌なんですけど。
はあ。
私はその別の考えを持っていて、つまりはそれは小泉君の解釈とは違うものなんです。
In terms of, yeah. Have we been being misled? Yeah.
でもそれが世界の仕組みを変えるものだとは思いません。この世界は最初からこうだったの。小泉君のことをあんまり信用しないでって言ったら語弊があるけど。
But you want us to be cautious.
ごめんなさい。私説明下手だし。
Can you explain what you think and why you think it though?
だけ
ど。分かってますよ。ハルヒが神様なわけないじゃないですか。俺には
I getcha.
小泉より朝比奈さんの方が分かりやすいですよ。
Was hers just because there was stuff before? But it could be power ability that's passed through, so that necessarily doesn't dismiss fully what he said. Right, and then she came along. Sure. Which is okay, fair. His is a little simpler to just be though. That's something she often does.
小泉は3年前に超能力が自分に宿ったのだと言ったぞ。
小泉美月の言葉が真実であるという保証はどこにもない。
But we're creating something where like a likely truth potentially may fall in between. Or we're just setting somebody up to be at odds in life.
朝比奈版回答が正しいのだと誰が保証してくれるのだろう。
Right.
お前はどう思ってるんだ。
But Yuki's version probably falls in line in the middle. Waste of my time. Now you don't want to talk. Oh. I'm gonna have to rewatch and think about that.
泉も長友、もっと他人に分かりやすく話してくれよ。
Why don't you just tell me?
映画順調だと考えているのは春日だけで。
As long as she's having fun though.
次第に顔にかかる縦線が影を濃くするようになっていった。いつの間にかモデルガンからは BB 弾ではなく水撃弾が出るようになっていたし、朝比奈さんは春日が違う色のコンタクトを持ってくるたびに物騒なものを出し、その都度長門に噛まれていたし、
What the hell?
桜が咲いていると思ったら数日後
Damn near December.
ん
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We always gotta go somewhere with him.
本当の話をお聞かせしますと、鈴宮さんを中心とする何らかの理論を持っているのは我々機関と朝比奈さんの一派だけではありません。たくさんあるのです。 妨害と騙し討ち、破壊と殺戮。
So it's crazy that we got you all working together right now.
僕の基準で言えば、鈴宮さんは愛すべきキャラクターをお持ちです。ああ、もちろん、あなたも。
Yeah, we know.
口が滑ったのですよ。
Yeah, nothing. No reason.
何にせよ、つまらない話ですよ。
We're framing Koizumi so funny. Because it's clear. Yeah, it's clear he's here. Damn. I believe him. I'm not gonna lie. I did. I do. we gotta put a stop to this. No, don't gotta go that far. Just make her realize it can't be some extravagant ending. I want to believe him. Everything he says makes perfect sense to me. The thing I just like, it's the way that we intentionally showcase the choice of music, the choice of just visual language that we're giving off.
Just
let them be different.
そんな当たり前のことを改めて納得させる手立てとは何だ？小泉は夢落ちとか言っていたが、それ以外では。
What? We're just gonna end probably too, and I'm not gonna. Oh, okay.
春日にとある一つの提案をして、吸ったもんだの末に了承を得た。はい、
オッケー。お疲れさん。これで全部の撮影は終了よ。みんなよく頑張って。
What is the conclusion?
明日は朝一で部室に集合、試写会をしましょう。みくるちゃん、泣くのはまだ早いわよ。その涙はパルムドールかオスカーまで取っておくの。みんなで幸せになりましょう。
The fact that she thinks that's coming for Mikuru especially.
楽しい時間は経つのが早いと言いますが、さて、楽しんでいたのは誰なんでしょう。
さあね。
後のことはあなたにお任せしてもいいですか？
Yeah, he's got less than a day. He has one night to edit this all up.
映画と違ってそっちではセリフをとちってやり直しというわけにはいきませんので。それともう一つ、あなたには感謝しています。我々も僕個人もね。
Clear distinction between the two.
はい、大きな声で。目指すはハリウッドブロックバスター。スタイムソキンクな金獅子賞。
I'm glad Haruhi likes her so much.
とうとう最後まで俺には春日が何の映画を撮っているのかピクセル単位でわからなかった。
I still got no clue.
ビジュアルエフェクトをかます時間などどこを探しても余ってはおらず、もともとそんな技術もない。おねたのは春日だ。
そんな未完成なのを出展するわけにはいかないわ。なんとかしなさいよ。
文化祭は明日だぞ。もう限界だっての。
徹夜ですれば間に合うんじゃ。
Right, you'll be fine. Pop some energy drinks. You're good, dude. Some caffeine pills.
私も手伝うから。
Aw, that was cute.
結論から言うと、春日は何の役にも立たなかった。
She stayed though. You're adorable when you don't fucking talk.
起きなさいってば。ねえ、どうなった？
Wake up.
泊まり込みの意味はなかった。映画は未完成のままである。
That shit sucks.
まあまあじゃない。ちょっと物足りないけど、あんたにしては上出来だな。
俺ではない。俺以外の誰かがやったのだ。本命長門、太鼓小泉、無印朝比奈さん。
must unlikely Asahina.
誰かそんなとこだろう。
I wonder. I hope we get to know. I want to say it's an outside source.
いやー、みくるちゃん、あなたこれで観客のハートは完全に掴んだわね。パーフェクトよ、みくるちゃん。
亡くなったといえば、文化祭前日までよく目にしていた奇妙な格好の連中だが、あいつらが出ていそうな演目も文化祭になかった。一体何だったんだろう。
Maybe they were what you thought.
春日のナレーションで締めくくられる。遊びの部分も必要なのだと言って説得した監督自らによる幕引きのセリフである。
嘘っぱちです。どっかに出たとしても、それは他人の空見です。あ、CM シーンは別よ。大森電気店と山。
Not them though. Those are places you should go to.
もう一度言うの？この物語がフィクションであり、実在する。
Gotta get the points across. Could have cut that part out. Yes. Oh.
実はそう言おうと思ってたんだけどな。
はあ？あんたバカじゃないの
They would have just placed some right in front of me, right in the open, and I wouldn't notice.
まあ普通に考えたらそう
だ。They didn't lie.
の長門由紀は宇宙人だ。統合なんとか試験体だったかな。
で、みくるちゃんは？
朝比奈さん
She's
は
from the future.
簡単だ。あの人は未来人だ。未来から来てるんだから未来人で合ってるだろ。
Sounds familiar. No. Probably nothing good. I think that completes the size. I think so. I felt like we were going to get to see it, not this episode, but I thought we were going to. And I guess we realistically could get a next episode. I didn't look at the title, so I'm not too certain yet. But we wrapped it up, so it feels like that likely should be the end. And I'll say, this episode went zero, like nothing like I think I was thinking it would. It went in that way in terms of I thought we would finish the film. It didn't go that way, like the way I was expecting, as in like none of the ways to lead to it or conversations or things that were really presented to us here felt in any sort of way like I was expecting. The whole like disagreement and potential like being at odds and stuff for what we have going on with Asahina and Koizumi, it was like not something I was expecting, each of them having their own reason or potentially leading you to believe that the other one is solely after their own things, is might be lying to you for what exactly somebody actually is, and potentially withholding information or telling you things to steer you in a direction to do and alter things that would properly work for them for the better of like the future and everything too. Weird, like super weird. And not at all, I think, where I was expecting that to go. The majority of the other stuff, like new things manifesting through Haruhi, new like like editing somehow working itself out, like things like that. I think I was more so expecting, but not necessarily a bunch of it. The coming clean at the end and expressing, you know, what each of these people's actual like role is and who they are. Like there, it was just different. It just formed itself completely different. And then no OP or ED was like, it just felt like such a weird way for us to close it, but super cool throughout. Super cool throughout. I guess we're going to jump around a little bit here because I want to see a little bit more about her reasoning, Asahina's this is, for what Haruhi is, because my general understanding, at least right now, is just that Koizumi's makes sense in terms of this person, for whatever reason, was granted, given, or placed here with these godlike-esque abilities to allow them to, if they truly believe in something, form and manifest things to actually like happen and occur within this, which bends the ways of the world and the ways that people kind of like know things to have of been. And that's not a good thing, and we can't have her go too much. Her general mindset of like everything can alter this, and that's why we're here to cause that to not happen and keep things in a proper form continuously going forward. Sure, makes sense. And that's what I think we've been led almost to believe the entirety of the series up to this point, which I think like you can place enough claim or stake in it that makes sense. Because like, if we're going to be honest, like there's levels to what you can do and what you can say and how somebody obtained its inability and like origins of all of this stuff that like doesn't necessarily matter. If we're being honest, a lot of it comes from, and I'm not saying it doesn't matter within this series itself, but like any series really. If you tell me and you place me in this world, which is literally fictional, and we've lived out throughout it showing different abilities and things that can kind of like formulate and happen, it's not a real like world, or it's a world with supernatural abilities that can be possible within it. So sure, that makes sense. But that means that whatever you tell me, I almost have to believe, and I shouldn't question it because of the ways of the world and how it's kind of made. Whether I like believe it, I guess, or second guess it, comes down to like if they've established and set up the environment itself well enough that it just makes sense or doesn't, I guess. But at the same time, it's something that if you just tell me in this world, I'm going to believe you. I'm not really going to question it. And that's what I've done the entirety of this. So now to present this and be like, by the way, I think he's lying about that. Like, not at all what I was expecting, right? And not clear where we're headed with that. And I don't think, and I'm going to skim through here in a second and see, I don't think I fully grasp what Mikuru is saying is her like reasoning for the or like why Haruhi has these abilities. And I don't know if she's telling us why, or if she's just trying to dispute the reasonings that we're being told from Koizumi. And my general beliefs and understandings from what we've been being told through him or through Asahina as the reasons for why it can't is simply that the ways of the world and all this stuff has existed for, you know, unbelievable amount of time prior to her. So it just doesn't make sense that randomly she was just given this ability, like, and becomes a god. And she could have this, and this could fall in line, but the general term or attachment, I guess, that you give of that name to her, that description to her, just doesn't necessarily fit. And I can see that, and I can make an argument that actually does make plenty of sense. But at the same time, due to the nature of the abilities, there might not be proper reasoning that we can actually explore or explain for where they come from, if somebody granted them to her, who she even is, what her being is, why we're here. Like, there might not be proper reasoning that we can give to that, as well as us as the audience not having full knowledge of these people in the future, like where they come from and what they're trying to like prevent and all this. Like, there's so many unanswered questions and things that get mixed within what we're trying to establish here that it's hard for you to simply just be like, yeah, you're right, or you're right. Like, you make sound arguments, sure, but at the same time you have to question the things that are there, which is not something I thought, like I said, that we would even have to do. I just thought it would be, this is the way it is, okay, cool, and we leave it at that. It would make sense why anytime we express this stuff around Yuki, though, she doesn't say anything because literally she doesn't care to do so, and even now just it still isn't really providing anything to us. So I guess that makes sense, but it makes it even more fascinating by just the fact that, especially later when Koizumi comes clean and he's just like, he doesn't really come clean because we basically already do this, but it comes forward and it's just like, you know how many different groups there are out here trying to do this that are like working either with each other or against each other, trying to do this? Like, you can't sit there and fully trust each other or believe that everybody knows exactly what's going on and take their word for it, or take their word when they're trying to downplay what somebody else knows or what they're believing in or telling you that they're lying, like in his situation, right? It's kind of hard for you to just do that because there's so many different people involved. You have to kind of just deal with who's presently here and is expressed or openly shown that they do have this sort of ability. So it's hard when you have two people who are almost at odds with each other while almost working together. Like it's such a strange occurrence and position for them to put us on. It's really cool though. It's just not something that I was expecting to really get out of this. I'm excited to see where, if they go anywhere with that in the future, or if it's like a subtle thing to add a little more intrigue and in potential mystery around the characters as they progress through the different like volumes and arcs and stuff within the novel. And because of where we stand with the anime, I'm not too certain we get that throughout it. But it's super cool. I'm excited to see if there's much more. And we find a place with the cats, of course. Just happen to know one. It's not a black cat, but it'll do. And I like the little joke of him just being like, yeah, that's why he's talking, like, so stupid. Shamasa the cat. And just pawning it off and being like, yo, Kellen, you gotta do this. Is so messed up. Guess he's gonna take care of it going forward. The little interactions are great. I love the cat falling and having to get back up. This is just such an effort thing. Like, it's KyoAni. We expect it. We know that we're gonna get something like this. But in regards to like other studios and other people doing it, this is such an easy like situation where you just make the character talk. Like it's super simple. Just move its mouth. Don't animate anything else or change anything else in the sequence. Nice and simple. But instead we go above and beyond and we add the additional things. We keep your eye moving across the screen. We keep your eyes like constantly like aware and alert of anything that's changing or what's going on. It's just an extra mile that doesn't necessarily need to be done from the time period as well, and things that I've seen in it most people weren't doing, you know? So it's fun just to get subtle little moments like that, which I think are cool. We're in a bad spot. I love how the keeper just spot open. It's weird, but it's fun at the same time, and I think that's really cool. So we have to create a plan. We have to do something to put a stop to her having like this insane ending to a play, or not being too happy with the way that things kind of come to a close that would potentially alter or change what goes on in the world, while still selling her on it to not become depressed or angry or anything about it either that could alter things. So we're walking a weird line that's been difficult and will continuously be difficult as we see throughout her adding these different effects and abilities and stuff that like Mikuru becomes capable of doing as well. This shot's super cool. Love it. Keeps the entirety of the sequence super entertaining to get. And I like how everything just falls on Kyon. I love his sister. She's so fun. She's so full of life every time she comes up on screen. And now we take in the cat. I like getting these guys, even the realization towards the end that they are probably from her is so funny. It weren't in any plays or anything, but it was just normal because they're walking around and like this and nobody's really going to suspect or say anything different about it. Super funny. Cute, we give this out. Instead, we come back. Well, let's have a conversation about this. I just need you to know you might not be able to trust it. And I like the way she words it too. Like, it might be misleading to say don't trust him, but like, I don't think he's telling you everything. I don't think that's how it works. And even being like, yo, Yuki, by the way, might have a different reasoning for what's kind of going on, which is fun because it essentially creates us in this weird spot where it's like one person says one thing, another person says another. And there's probably bits and pieces and like mixes of truth or mixes of like what's actually happening, like versus what they actually know to be true versus maybe what they're exaggerating or putting on a level to like make you react or do certain things in a certain way, forms of manipulation potentially, right? Like there might be mixtures of those in each of them without 100%. And then there's a middle ground, which probably condenses a bunch of those together. Issue with it is also there's a Yuki end, and from expression from Koizumi, there's plenty of other groups out there too. where do they fall in line? So is it, you know, combination of everything kind of together that creates one? Is it them each three falling in line and bits and pieces and mixtures of it? Is it just the two that we're worried about and something that falls in between? I don't know. And then we just dive into our conversation with there, basically coming from this is what Mikuru is thinking. You know, there's people like us placed here. We're the interference. We're the things that are preventing her from realizing what's actually here, subconsciously discovery, but without actual realization is what we're intended to do. That's why we destroy and eliminate these sort of threats and these things that come about and interfere within her everyday life. Each of them are at kind of different ends. And then even her reasoning, like, I could tell you something, but it doesn't mean that it's true. They're telling you something, doesn't mean it's true. There's no way for you to prove it, by the way. It's just literally, as he says, acceptable, like attaches acceptable explanations for these theories. Like that's all it really is. There's no way that they could really tell you who's right or what's going on. And even she could tell you, this is what I think, or this is how I feel about it. There's no real reasoning behind it. There's nothing that you can get to because all you can do is take somebody's word for it. There's no actual like proof that you're going to find anywhere throughout this time. There's just nothing. And it sucks that you get left in that situation, but that's how it is. Super cool shot of us pull it out here too from him. Adds way too much to the scene. And then filming overall just goes over well. I mean, we had a bunch of these abilities and things that kind of shouldn't be there, but it goes over pretty well. He still doesn't seem to have a clear vision of where we're going with it. And we end up creating a film for the most part, which comes out good. We have our conversation here with Koizumi, which fully, I want to believe him. Something about like the experiences we've been on with him, the way that he kind of like carries himself or involves himself in these situations, his willfulness to push the ship between Haruhi and Kyon, you know, these things, I want to be on his side fully with that. And I choose to believe him, you know, I'm choosing to make that decision. And if it's wrong and that's not the way I'm supposed to feel or not the way things are supposed to be, is what it is. I'm choosing to be that, but I'm acknowledging every little thing that they're doing every time that they talk about him, that they're showcasing him from the beginning, even through till now. And especially in this sequence, all gives off the vibes of like, don't trust the sort of guy. But at the same time, that's the exact reason why I want to choose to believe him. Like, look at the way that we like kind of his tone of voice, the way that we shade him every single time that we get to him, the different facial expressions, they make him look a little like guilty or a little evil or something, you know? Believes that she should be loved. Yeah, I've been getting that vibe from you. Oh no, I'm not telling you anything. I'm just blurting things out at random, just straight nonsense. Funny. You ever wondered why she's here? Get you on her side naturally. And he makes a hell of a good point. You're the only one that that she listens to. So if they can get you on their side and convince you that a certain way or certain thing is correct, that would make sense. But at the same time, could you not be doing the exact same thing? And you have more abilities or powers to show or prove useful in the present timeline of where we're at, you know? You didn't get any of that because hers is just kind of flashing back and forth and having knowledge, but what can you do? What can you utilize that ability for in present time in comparison to potentially what we're capable of doing with somebody like Koizumi? It's a little bit difficult. So I'll get you to focus on her. Tired of your jokes. Oh yeah, my bad. Just a joke. Didn't mean it like that. I'm just under a lot of pressure right now. Yeah, sure. Make it realize it's nothing but nonsense. Basically just tell everybody. Make her convince herself of that. Super pretty shot. I don't know like what he really came to, how to convince her what the conclusion for the close on all of it was and what it actually came out to, that he sees this and is like, yeah, that's what I need to do. But they came to an answer somehow. Things came to a proper sort of end, which is nice. Everybody's thrilled, and we get to editing, which she realizes isn't gonna work because he doesn't know what he's doing, but he's got to stay up all night and do it. And I like that she stuck around. She was like, I'll help you out, even though she doesn't provide really any help, if we're being honest, but she sticks around fully, and she's, you know, here at least. I think that's a lot more effort than what we typically feel like we get out of her, which would, she would just go home and be like, all right, it's in your hands fully. Like she passed the cat off on us earlier. What do you fully expect then? And then we pass out, and somehow we miraculously wake up and things are complete. He says somebody else comes in. I wonder if somebody actually did do that. I leaning more towards he was just the one who did it, and it wasn't that, or it was like her manifesting that these things just happen, and like he didn't even have to do it. It just like appeared, and somehow actually somebody was capable of doing it. I don't know, but things for the most part are able to turn out well, and she seems to be pretty happy about it overall. So they go to the screening of the play, or the movie, I guess, and they get her to express that all of this stuff is fake, except for the advertisements, of course. Then we go on a little outing, which is cute. And he expresses how everything is real, because, of course, he's got to tell her. But it just shows to prove even more about what happens at the end there, that she truly does buy into and believe that everything in the movie was nonsense, of her lack of being able to fully agree with that. And on top of that, it just directly doesn't fall in line to, I think, like what she would want to or choose to believe, which is that there are these, like, you know, extraterrestrial beings like just around her, right? Like I think she wants to think that there are these like crazy discoveries and things that are going to come to her that she's going to be capable of like finding or uncovering, and it's not going to be something as simple as like, oh, they just went to school with me, or oh, they were just here with me. Like I think like it directly goes against what she wants to choose to believe too. So it's creating more of like a distance and a disbelief towards it, which ends up working out for the most part with us. But I do like that Kyon takes up that opportunity to tell her all of this stuff and actually like be what he said he was going to be, you know, for her, and continue to feed into these kind of ideas that she has to make these everyday lives and that they're kind of like sharing her and make her thing not boring in the slightest, like she was experiencing towards the beginning. So super cool. All right, that was very fun, and a wrap up towards the size. We'll move forward. We have a couple episodes left of the series as well as a movie, so we're getting close to it. We probably got about a month more of these uploads left for y'all to get, and I'm excited to continue a little bit further into this journey. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Check out the Patreon for early access and timer reactions for more of Haruhi as well as other series. If you like this at all, hit the like and subscribe to me. Not to make feel free to check out the video's channel, leave comments for this better series. I'll be back for the 25th episode next Friday for the KyoAni Fridays. I hope you guys have a great one though. Peace.